Henry Finn here with Videography Academy. Super excited to talk about today how to save yourself when you've made a mistake. People share these types of stories less, but I thought this was a perfect example for y'all because this game is all about relationship building, relationship maintaining, and fulfilling on relationships. And so you have to constantly think about how you are being perceived and how you're conducting yourself. And I'm not perfect. I mean, I've made many mistakes. I continue to make them, in different areas. But one thing that I have developed a skill in that has really been my saving grace is that I have learned to own up to my mistakes, to admit when I'm wrong, and to really devote an egoless analysis of my mistakes and really humble myself to try to learn and improve. And now the improving part comes in steps, to be honest, but the part that has to be consistent is the thoughtfulness, and really thinking about the things that you've done and are doing and how it's working out for you or not working out for you, and always how you can improve. And that does mean taking feedback from other people and things like that. Now, more specifically today, though, I want to talk about an instance where I was referred to a new potential client, and I missed the call. Ugh. So we'll get to that. Let me walk you through the whole thing so you know the story. Okay, so basically, there's a guy that I've been working with, who I have been friends with for a long time, but he was in a position at a company to hire me to do some event videos for a nonprofit. He has a lot of connections, and he works in a complementary field, in which he can refer me a lot of business, and he has referred me some good business outside of the nonprofit stuff. So he referred me this guy who is the CEO of a small startup, and he was consulting for that guy because he does marketing type consulting. Now, basically, he introduced me to this guy. I'd like to introduce you to Henry, who runs Luminous. We worked on many projects together. We're just discussing the video needs for startups like yours. If you need video work done in the Bay Area, Henry's your guy. I basically introduced myself, said thank you, moved my friend to the BCC, talked to the CEO. I told him that I checked out the website. I'd love to talk with him a little more to get a sense of your needs and how I may be of service. Now, this is really important. This is in the beginning. So I'm going to walk you step by step through the whole process, right? And I just said, I checked out your website. So you let them know, hey, I have researched you at a basic level, and I would love to talk with you a little more to get a sense of your needs. Now, what I'm doing there is I am not offering anything. I am not telling him I'm going to do anything for him. I'm not offering a solution. I'm not jumping into a sale. I'm not trying to suggest anything, because in this game I've learned you always want to see all the cards first, as many cards as you can, before you say anything, right? So in the sales process, there's prospecting, finding the clients, but in this case it was a referral, right? And then you move into the qualification phase where you get to know them, and then you figure out, where are they on the scale of ideal client or, not ideal client. And so basically, I just said I want to get a better sense of their needs and how I may be of service. That's how I ended it. When's your best availability to chat? How I may be of service. Again, I said it that way because it's like, hey, I'm here for you, and this is a service industry, so how may I be of service? And also, I'm still not suggesting anything. Now, if they are coming to you and mentioning some sort of service or some product or whatever, you could give them a rundown about it or whatever, a package or something specific that they're interested in. But this is just a warm lead. It's an introduction. And in general, though, it's great practice to treat everybody equally no matter what. If you're spending, a lot of time on somebody that's not very profitable, you're losing quality and delivery on other clients that have even bigger needs. And also on top of that, you are losing the opportunity to get more clients. Okay, because you're spending time on ones that are not profitable. So I like his style here that he's basically saying what he thinks he needs. He's asking for feedbacks, which means he's open. He's saying that they plan on making more videos, which means that there's potential for more work. But then he goes right into the meat of it, which is that they're very early stage startup with a tiny budget for marketing. So original video footage will probably be out of our budget. Totally understandable, totally reasonable for a company in his situation. The thing I like about the fact that he is saying this up front is that it show me that he is conscious about the value of proper video. Because the worst type of client is when they want really big results on a tiny budget and they don't get it, that it's amazing to do that. When it comes to calibrating things properly with the client, if somebody does come to you with a budget that is totally unrealistic for what they want, you have to call them out gently, not in a way where you're taking it personally or angry. You just let them know. You say, hey, for the sample you showed me and for what you described that you need, your budget does not necessarily, meet the requirements to execute it at the level that you are showing. However, and this is where you always want to be solution oriented, here are what I think are the important parts of that sample video you sent me, and here's how we could achieve those goals of expression, at a cheaper budget, and here's the compromise. And so he mentioned that, they got a tiny budget, and then he kind of gives his idea of what it could be, which is just video editing of stock videos, mostly just video screen captures of software actions will be all we can afford. Then he sends me another email right after. Do you have a portfolio of SaaS/software explainer videos or demo videos, or is this not really your thing? Now, this is very valid kind of challenge from him because the website that he saw is mostly commercial production. And so basically I let him know, again, I addressed directly that I understand his SaaS products. I understand startups. I basically let him know I've worked with many startups. And then I respond to his note about the stock footage explainer video. Basically, I said I don't really recommend just using stock footage, even if you have a zero budget, because it signifies a lack of quality that your potential clients will perceive as less value. Now, this is very true. When you're building a portfolio, whatever, all the pain in the world, you better just take it, okay? But once you have a portfolio and you know you're worth money and you kind of know your value, when you just take any deal that comes, it can make you unhappy. So, okay, this is how I close it out. However, there are tricks you can do to make stock footage look better if indeed you do go that route. So what I'm saying there is I'm not saying a hard no. Never say a hard no to a client that you haven't even met, you haven't talked with, okay? You don't know their temperament. You don't know what's going on in their head. You might close the sale without even knowing it. I mean, like, close it in a bad way, close the door to the sale. And here's the part where I almost screw this up. We schedule an appointment, and then I miss the call. So he sends me a message. Hi, Henry, still available for the call. Saw you accepted the calendar invite in the room now. Should we reschedule? So then I send him a message immediately. I say, hey, super apologies, sir. My phone was on silent and I missed my notifications. I could be available anytime you want. Now, this is pretty weak. The thing is, when I realize I screwed up, you have options, right? So you can say nothing, you can apologize, you could apologize with an explanation, or you could try to make an excuse. Now, I want to tell you the difference between an excuse and an explanation, which is that when you're explaining yourself, you are still taking responsibility for what happened. When you're excusing yourself, you're trying to excuse, to shift the responsibility so that it's not on you. So I waited about 3 days, I think, because I didn't want to send it right away, and I thought about it for a second, and then I sent him this email. So I said, my apologies for the bad start by missing our call, and I took responsibility. That's totally on me. And won't happen again. So I just added that because it's like, hey, I'm not going to let that happen again. So he knows that, hey, I'm respecting his time. I'm learning from my mistakes. And it's this thing that is just not going to be an issue in the future. Because if this is an issue and we don't work together, that's a terrible, terrible reason to not be able to work together. The best strategy in many situations is to just provide value. So I was like, look, even if he decides to never answer me again, I'm going to at least try to leave with some value. I said I did some deeper digging and thought into your company. And then I said, here are my general thoughts for a super low budget explainer, is that if your goal is to use video to get interest from potential customers or convert interest to leads, then here's what I'm going to recommend for you. And I said, you will need your video to, and I did bullet points, get their attention, speak to their problems, offer a solution, explain why you stand out, and a clear call to action. You could apply that to any company in almost any type of situation if it's not entertainment, if it's educational or marketing, branding related. Then I explain myself deeper. I say, I would think of the video in terms of full stack process. Now, in video, full stack would be coming up with creative ideas, executing on the creative ideas, and then also having the strategy and execution for the distribution, whether it's organic or paid. But I want him thinking in big picture first. When you're selling solutions, you're selling a system that provides a solution for your client. Okay? No matter what industry you're in, what your niche is, who you're serving, remember that. What you are selling, how you're going to close more deals is they got to feel like you have a system that is going to help create a solution for their problem. The system is the solution. Okay? Now, that obviously comes in from experience, or you could just use what I'm saying, what I'm teaching you, and apply it, and you'll see how magical it is. Now, the video is simply part of the outreach or attention gathering, so I would make sure that the landing page reflects the info from the video in clear detail. The reason why I say that is because what I've learned is it doesn't matter what video you made. If their landing page sucks, it's not going to convert and they're going to blame you. So I got to call that out immediately. Now, whether or not somebody else does that, if you're the one to call it out and mention that this is part of success, right? Necessary requirements to be successful with the video, wow, you're going to look like an expert because you're going to be saying things that other people aren't. You're revealing insights and a depth into your thought process that other people just aren't, because other people are just stopping at like, oh, you need a cool video, it's going to help you. That's how I used to sell it. But what happened was I learned is I wouldn't have repeat customers in the beginning. I'm like, why am I not having any repeat customers? I'm like, oh, because they make a video and they think it's their magic bullet and then it does nothing for them. So they're like, I don't need video. What is video? That's a waste of money. Any case, a lead magnet such as an offer for a case study or report that would speak to your target client is a great call to action at the end. Now I'm giving them another tip. I'm saying, hey, the video is leading to the landing page, and the landing page has to have something enticing, and then you're going to capture their email, right? So I offer them a case study or report. This is very classic. This also goes to the product ladders and that I teach in my course. You know what I mean? So, and if you don't know what a product ladder is, just Google it. Google product ladder. But then you want to think about how product ladders apply in your situation. You can do this with stock footage if you want, going back to what he mentioned before. But you will need a good script because the script is everything. The copywriting becomes very important. Apple did, for example, have an entire campaign based pretty much on only text. Parentheses, imagine how much money they saved, LOL. And I hyperlinked this campaign, which if you just Google Apple Don't Blink,
Sweet home Alabama.
it's a campaign where they're basically just doing text typography to a beat, right? And then some product shots and stuff. Very easy, but the storytelling is well done, well made. And so I equate that to a low budget campaign that they could emulate. So then I say you could, for instance, have text and then images that are flashes of stock footage relevant to your industry. So I'm taking his idea and I'm improving it. I'm giving him value because I'm taking his idea and I'm improving it, okay? And I'm offering a concrete example to a company that they definitely respect and that did something that they can strive for. So that's so much value, right? So another thing I want to say that's important is as you're going about your days and you're doing your research, you need to get in the habit of saving links to stuff that you see that correlate to things that can be important to your future customers. Because the worst thing is when you're like, oh, there's this one video that's perfect for you and you can't find it. Okay, you lose an opportunity to shine. And shining, The Shining, the not Jack Nicholson version, when you shine bright and people think that you're amazing, it's because you're a little bit more organized than the next person, right? You're a little bit more clear in what you say, and you have stuff to back it up. Then I say I would avoid making it obvious that you have a stock footage commercial because they are easy to look cheesy and canned, and the quality of your video sends subtle indicators to your clients as to the strength, quality, and taste of your company. So again, I just basically say, that my theory, which I've always told people, and nobody has disagreed, by the way. It doesn't matter if you're talking to a pizza store owner or a jewelry maker at a convention, or a Fortune 500 company. When you say to them, look, the quality of your video, it basically gives your clients the idea as to your quality as a company. And the reason why everybody agrees is because it's true. When somebody has a slick looking product, you assume that there's something about that company, that they got more resources or more experience or more mojo that gives them this quality that these other people don't have. Even in the age where startups are, doing lots of low budget content that's effective, they will still also spend money on the commercial stuff when they have it. For a growing company like yours, regardless of the budget, the impression you create through the creative work you make is essential to determining the difference in your ROI on content. So I'm telling him, look, for a small company, it's even more important for you to make a good impression. And that's done through the content that you create, the quality of it, and that impression determines the type of ROI you get. So you could spend, $500 on a stock footage commercial and get no responses, or you could spend like $2,000 on something that's a little bit more well packaged, and you can get even one client would be better because it'll pay for all of it. This is how I close out. I say, in any case, I hope that's somewhat helpful. Thought I would put some time into it for you, and I'm happy to reschedule a call with you if you have any questions. In parentheses again, I say, and I definitely won't miss it. Cheers, Henry. Now, so he answers the next day. He says, hey Henry, thanks for sharing the video. Love it. Could almost make this video in PowerPoint. Haha. How about 9 a.m.? Boom. Saved the relationship. So, I just really tried to show him via email that, hey, I got a lot here for you that is valuable. Again, you want to find out more. You want to get on the call. So that's really what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to first acknowledge my mistake, acknowledge that we can move forward and it won't happen again. And then I provided value at no additional, I just said, let's reschedule a call. All right. So hopefully that was helpful for you, and hopefully I provided some value. Again, this is the type of content that not a lot of people are talking about. So if it was valuable for you, then, please subscribe to my channel, and thank you. What's up, everybody? Thanks so much for checking out my channel. And if you haven't already gone to the website, head on over there, videographyacademy.com. Tons of cool stuff there. Definitely some interesting content and freebies, but I definitely want to call attention to the Videography Business Blueprint. Now, we have an actual free version that you should check out. It's not the $1,500 course, but it is definitely a full course, on its own. It's completely free, and you can see here that there's a lot of chapters. There's a lot of content here to go over. It's all super valuable. It's definitely part of the full blueprint, and just this course alone, if you've never taken a business course in videography, is going to be like everything you need. In fact, I recommend most people to start off with the free one, because if they find value in that, then they know that there's value in the other products. So in any case, you're going to learn like the building blocks of success, mentality wise, the actual business model, how to calculate your rates, how to double your income, how to manage your 9 to 5 if you have one. A lot of people are transitioning, how to pick your niche, things that are really valuable, like product ladders, how to do surveys, all about branding, how to set up your business. I mean, the assets you need, how to make your website look good, your demo reel, and then the most valuable stuff, which is like the sales process. And this whole thing is a mini sales course, on its own again. And we have marketing, project management, client management. I mean, again, this is definitely hands down the best free course on the business of videography that you're going to find anywhere. This is me throwing down the gauntlet and being like, yo, I dare you guys to give this much valuable content for free. And that's what I'm doing because I want to be the best. So in any case, check it out. You can go to courses.videographybusinessblueprint.com. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up anywhere you want. Social media, all that good stuff. Thank you.